If you're still using a CRM, then you need to hear this. Most businesses come to us because they're frustrated. Their sales teams spend way more time wrestling with their CRM than actually closing deals. Now, if you don't know what a CRM stands for, quick side note, it stands for Customer Relationship Management. It's meant to plug in your customers and keep their information in one place, but it isn't always the best option in today's business world. So, in this video, to really understand why CRMs are outdated, I'm going to zoom out for a moment and look at the history of how businesses have managed customer attention. So, from the 1800s to the 1900s, the yellow pages and door to door sales was the main way that businesses got discovered. So there were no lead management systems. You advertised, people called, you did the work, and that's it. No need to manage leads. Then came websites. So the late 1990s and early 2000s, every business realized they needed a website to provide information 24/7. This shift gave rise to SEO, so optimizing your site so people could find you on Google or Yahoo or Bing. But as SEO matured, organic traffic declined. And that's when businesses turned to lead generation funnels and social media, tools like ClickFunnels and interruption marketing became very popular. Like, hey, I'm here. I think you might need us. Like, I'm just going to throw out my information and maybe you're interested. So this rise of social media also led to leads needing to be captured from website visits or Facebook lead forms, and then they needed to be moved into an email list or database. With all these new leads, businesses needed a new way to track and organize customer interaction. So this is when CRMs like Salesforce came on the market, followed by HubSpot, JobNimbus, Jobber, Service Titan, Housecall Pro. There are many others, but the promise was to automate the sales process. And in reality, CRMs only partially automated things. They really just turned spreadsheets into user-friendly dashboards, but the entire system was still manual. You still had to design the pipelines. You or your team had to know how to design the pipeline that works the best for your company. You had to train your sales teams on when to move deals forward, when to nurture customers or leads, when to not, when to leave them alone. You need to know how to restrict visibility across your team members. What team members need to see what information, what's going to be overload for them or unnecessary. And then that becomes very difficult because they're seeing way too much information and it's just not necessary for them to have that. Then you're constantly checking if people are actually using and updating the CRM. So one team member's supposed to be doing something, but they're not. So then the rest of the team doesn't know what's going on and can't update their part of the system. So it just becomes very difficult and disjointed. It eventually becomes extremely complex, bloated, and ironically, it actually created more management overhead than you actually solved. So it leads to team abandonment and then saying, well, this thing doesn't really work. Fast forward to today, leads don't just come from websites anymore. So they come from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Home Advisor, Angie's List, Thumbtack. Customers want personalized and real-time responses and multiple touch points. And no sales team can keep up manually. That's just unrealistic. You'd have to hire 10 people to do that job just to constantly be talking to leads. And some of them are not even serious about your business. So it's not realistic. And that's why AI and automation have completely changed the game. So the problem with manual CRMs is instead of managing thousands of stagnant contacts inside a CRM, automation systems nurture every lead instantly. They follow up, they engage, and move prospects through the pipeline without needing a human to babysit the whole process. Here's how we work today. We meet with a business and we find out all of their information, okay? And then when a lead comes in, we tag the lead type and our automation takes care of the rest. There's no manual follow-up. The system handles it all. Professional copywriters create the messaging and AI manages the replies. So your sales team only gets notified when someone is ready to book an appointment or when they have actually booked an appointment through our automation system. So they show up and the appointment's ready to be run. How easy is that? The setup allows one person to do the work of 10 in the past. The customer experience improves because nobody slips through the cracks, and businesses increase revenue without adding headcount. In reality, what most people call a CRM today is just production software. It schedules jobs, but it doesn't truly nurture relationships. That's why businesses who cling to their CRMs are falling behind. So let me ask you, are you still relying on a CRM? If so, it's time to stop. With AI-driven automation, you don't need the old system anymore. Check out Connected to see what's possible, because the future of sales and customer engagement isn't about just managing leads in a CRM. It's about never losing them in the first place.